Jinn, also called genie in Arabic mythology, is a spirit living on earth but cannot be seen by human beings. These creatures are assumed to be capable of doing extraordinary things by using their extraordinary powers. Their existence is also mentioned in the Quran, and they are viewed in Islam as creatures similar to humans, capable of choosing between good and evil, and thus facing eventual salvation or damnation. They are smokeless flame beings by nature, in the same way that humans are said to be created from earth. Hey, what's happening, guys? Welcome back to another FTD Facts episode. Leroy Kenton here, and I'm excited to be exploring with you 10 types of jinn in Islam and Arab mythology. So let's jump into this one. At number 10, we start off with the Jinn. This type of jinn is close to an animal in appearance, and it's close to that of dogs specifically. Jinn in Arabic actually means little. A man by the name of Zakaria ibn Muhammad al-Qazwani stated in the Book of Jinn, which was published in the year 1283, that he has actually cited jinn in Saudi Arabia, Persia, and even India. Coming in at the number 9 spot, we have Ghoul. In Arabic, ghoul refers to an evil demonic spirit. This type of jinn is known for its shape-shifting, cannibalistic, and blood-drinking abilities. This jinn is said to be surviving on blood and flesh of human beings, especially travelers, as well as children and even corpses. This jinn can appear to people in many forms and lure them into deserts where they can cause a whole lot of destruction and chaos on that person. In Persian books, a ghoul is defined to have donkey-like legs and horns like a goat, and this jinn is even mentioned by the Prophet Muhammad. There's one hadith in Sahih Muslim 2222 that says, "There is no infection, no serpent in a hungry belly, and no ghoul." From there, let's look at the Jann. This is a type of jinn that is a shapeshifter, and it usually lives in deserts, and it appears in the forms of a whirlwind and even in the form of white camels. The Jann, they can hide anywhere and even are able to reveal oases in the desert to kind of trick people, and they think that they're seeing some water, but it's really not. Yeah, it's the power of a Jann. These jinns are enemies of ghouls and are actually open-minded about humans, and also among the first jinn to be encountered by humans. Number 7 leads us to Marid. Marid in Arabic means rebellious, and this type of jinn is very powerful and actually very huge in size. They are mentioned in pre-Islamic mythology, and according to that information, Marid are described as the most powerful type of jinn with great powers. They have free will but can be compelled to perform little tasks, depending on how compelling the person is. Next up, we have the Ifrit. This jinn is an infernal type of jinn, which is very powerful and also very cunning. These are also known as enormous winged creatures of fire. These jinns reside underground and are usually found in societies structured along the ancient Arab tribal lines. And normally these jinns marry other jinns, but they can also marry human beings sometimes. Humans even have the capacity to enslave these jinns and even take their lives. And this type of jinn is also mentioned by the Prophet Muhammad. And I quote, "An Ifrit jinn came to me yesterday suddenly so as to spoil my prayer, but Allah enabled me to overpower him." And that's found in Sahih al-Bukhari 3423. The next type of jinn that we're going to be looking at is the Shik. In Arabic, shik means split, and if we look at the appearance of a shik, then you can definitely know why that word relates to it. This jinn looks like a monstrous half-formed creature, hence split. Shik is considered to be a weaker kind of jinn and does not have any sort of extraordinary power like other jinns. Moving on now to number 4, here we look at the Nasnas. This is a weaker type of jinn, and it's considered to be an offspring of the Shik and also of human beings. According to Edward Lane, the 19th century translator of the 1001 Nights, a Nasnas is half a human being, having half a head, half a body, one arm, and one leg, with which it hops with much agility. In the Hadramaut, which is a region in South Arabia, they were hunted and even eaten. A Nasnas species having wings like bats also lived on an island in the Sea of China. And they walk around by jumping and hopping with very great speed actually, and they were commonly found in Yemen and sometimes in other non-Arab countries. Up next, we have the Pelis. The Pelis is a desert-dwelling vampiric foot-licking jinn. According to the legend, it has very low intelligence and can easily be outsmarted. By licking the soles of the feet of people sleeping, it can attack them and drain their blood. But like I mentioned, they're easily outsmarted. So if two people are sleeping and they keep their feet together, or if they cover their feet somehow, well, then this jinn can be easily outsmarted and they're like, well, I guess this person doesn't have any feet, and then they keep it moving. Number 2 leads us to the Silat. These are the smartest shapeshifter creatures that can mimic human appearance very easily. These spirits are considered to be among the most malicious type of jinn, and they are described as gifted shapeshifters who frequently appear in human and female forms. Despite their impressive shapeshifting capabilities, they can be identified, however, by the animal hybrid appearance that they have. Silat is said to live in the desert, desolate places, and they lead travelers and nomads astray and also seduce and marry men. They can also give birth to half human, half jinn type children as well. Now, finally, at the end, number 1, Shaitan. The biggest devil of all, Shaitan. It is the most mischievous jinn in Islam, and he is mentioned various times in the Quran as well as in the Hadith literature. Iblis is a type of shaitan who is very well known, and the word Iblis is actually mentioned 11 times in the Quran, but the term shaitan is more prevalent. No doubt Iblis is sometimes referred to as shaitan, but both are not interchangeable. The Quran does describe various ways in which devils tempt humans to commit sins, and they teach sorcery, they attack, and they steal. And Iblis, also referred to as Satan in English, or Shaitan, is related to the devils, and he's widely regarded as being the leader of all the devils. And the term Shaitan can also be used for devils in general. According to the Hadith literature, they are responsible for a variety of calamities that may affect somebody. And yes, they have a whole lot of influence, especially over bad things that happen in the world. So there you have it, guys. This was a look at 10 types of jinn in Islam as well as Arab mythology. Really hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, leave a big thumbs up, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode.